Hey guys, what's up? The Life of Scott here with some more amateur stock talk. Today's a pretty good day. I'm a little shocked by today, given the fact that stocks aren't that crazy high. So let's first start off. I made a bunch of trades today. Took some risky moves. You see, I was in a company and my average was about 20 cents from what the price was at the current time today. So I decided to sell half my shares and then buy back in about 5 cents lower. Luckily, that worked out. I was able to sell half my shares for a certain price, and then as you can see right up here, I sold my shares for a certain price and then I bought back in when it dropped lower, and luckily it dropped lower. And I did this a couple times, so I actually got my average from 20 cents down to only 5 cents from where it's at right now. Now, when you do that, obviously, you're losing money because you're selling your shares when you paid a higher price for them just to bring your average down. Now, the only plus side to that is if you are holding for long term and you're still going to sell it for the set price. For example, this one company, $9.99 is my set price to sell at. No matter what I was going to do, that's my set price. So by lowering my average, I'm able to buy a couple more shares in, and I'm going to make the same, if not more money, when it goes up to that $9.99 price. So anyway, today it's been a phenomenal day. As you can see, currently right now I'm making $236. Extremely well day, but as you can see, that can change just like that. I mean, here's at 12 o'clock and then 5 minutes later it was down to that. So we went from 242 to 167. So within 5 minutes you can make a break and lose a lot of money. So this, that's good. We'll see how it rides out. That I'm up this high, I'm actually not going to be taking any profits really for anything right now, because I already took my profits when I sold out and then bought back in. I took some profits for certain companies. Let's check the whole week. So this is in the last week. I made a total of $429. But as you can see, if we drop down, down in here, I was up $39, and then here, I was up $329, and then dropped, and then really dropped. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna have stuff like this, movements just like this. Like in the last month, let's check this out. So in the last month, I made $1,209. Now you might think, holy cats, you made that much money with the stock market by buying and selling, and you're an amateur. So if this is your first video you're watching, I am an amateur. I've been buying and selling stocks for about since July 2018, and I lost up almost $1,300 since I got in the stock, and since I've been down, I was losing $1,300, as you're about to see. In the last 3 months, I'm losing, if you go based off the last 3 months, I'm losing $20 overall. If you go in the last year, I'm up $93, and then all time, which is same as the year because I haven't had it for a year. So this is all time. So when I first got in the stock market, I'm going to go over really quick on this because if you followed me, then you already heard the story. But I first got in the stock market. I had no idea what I was doing, and I kept making horrible deals. As you can see, I was negative until I hit my all-time low of $1,232 that I was losing of my hard-earned money. And then I started getting my head in the game and started really just ignoring stupid analysts and stupid web pages that gave articles saying, this is a bad company, don't buy in here. I started making my own choices and being smart about them, investing in smart companies, not just blue chip companies that everybody says, oh, get into. I started making smarter choices. And since I started doing that, I recovered all of my money. Now my overall profit is $98, and I expect this to not really change because I'm in pretty big with a company right now. Well, as you can see, even as of the 7th, I was losing almost $400. But when I see stuff like that, that's no big deal because I'm holding out in a certain company. So when that one company drops, I'm losing down, but I'm also buying more in to bring down my average. So that's why you see, then when it started going up a little bit, I started making more money. So let's go back to the day. So here it says I'm making $248 today. That's what I'm making today, but my all-time return as of right now is 104. And one thing, you have to have the stomach. For example, if you're in all-time and you're down, you're losing money, as long as you're in a solid company and you didn't go all in and you still have money to bring your average down, don't fret. You're all right, guys and gals. You're just fine. You're not going to go and, don't go and sell out. You always need to have money to buy in lower, and you always need to be in a solid, safe company. So, as of today, this is phenomenal. I can't believe it's doing this good. I will probably... See, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell out today. I probably won't sell out. I'll probably hold on. I might put a stop loss or a limit sell. Stop loss means if it gets close or hits your price that you want to sell at, it automatically gets out. If you set a limit price, that means you put the specific price that you want to sell at, and when it hits that, you get your money out. I'll probably do a limit price on a couple things just so I can overall take out my profits. So yeah, this is Robinhood. Now I'm gonna give a couple things about Robinhood. Robinhood is a free app and company that you're allowed to trade stocks without any commissions. Now Robinhood sells your orders to different places, and they get paid a heck of a lot of money. So if you ever wonder, well, how can Robinhood make money if they're not charging a commission when you sell and buy shares? They're making a lot of money by selling our orders, so do not worry about them as far as how are they making money. They're making a killing on us. So with that being said, Robinhood has some problems. I think they need to invest in more servers, because in the morning when everybody seems to get on, when the market opens, the computer websites crash and the phone app crashes. You get delayed buy and sells, and it's very frustrating. You have to really know what you're doing and have limits in before the mad rush. And I think it's because their servers and apps get overloaded with too many people. I mean, they have too many followers and users, and they don't have enough speed to handle all of these users. So that's very frustrating. But I wouldn't day trade. I would not day trade unless it was free. Like, I wouldn't go to these TD Ameritrades or Scott Trades or whatever, all these other trades out there, Schwab or whatever, because of the fees. I'm not going to pay $4.99, $5.99, $6.99 plus in fees per trade, because I'm not going to do it, because I don't have $100,000 like all these rich people do to be $6 cost for a trade, no big deal. I made $5,000 on that trade, so that's peanuts. Well, guys like me and guys like you, I mean, some of you guys out there, you understand that, that's a big deal for us. So I use Robinhood, and, I'll bite through all the lag and stuff that it has occasionally, and occasional crashes and stuff like that. So overall, we're up $97. I was up $175 at one point, but I sold out of a company, and then I bought back in it, and I've been scaling down, as you can see, as it's been crashing. So it made a jump, and I sold out, and that's why I had plus 175 after being down 877. It started climbing, went up, sold out, bought in See, I buy, when I sell out at a price, I buy back in at that high price, but only a couple shares, not many. And then as it crashes, I slowly keep going more and more in. And as it makes a big dip, I really go in. And that's what I did here. And now I'm just riding it up. But even though it's right here, you would think, okay, well, time to sell out again. No, it's actually at its low end. So my profits are going to go up way up above here. On this particular company, I'm estimating I'll make anywhere from $400 to $700 profit. So that's going to really make this chart spike up. Now the question will be, how long is it going to take for that company to do that? You know, it could happen in a couple days or a couple months. But I have enough reserved money set that if it keeps dropping, that I will keep putting more money in. So, you know, as you guys see right now, it can look like this, but in 5 minutes it could be down here and just make a free-for-all crash. I mean, it could drop down. Let's see. I don't think I won't lose $1,200 again in this one company, because it would have to, the stock market would have to have an all-time crash, and you know, it would have to be a couple thousand-point crash, and that industry would have to really crash for me to be dropped down that low. And then, you know, everybody's kind of screwed if anybody's in the stock market now at that. That's why I never go all in. But so if it'll probably drop, it could drop down. I could lose about $400, $500, $600 more dollars until it would spike up, and then I'll make, you know, again, even if it's down and it shows I'm losing $400, $500, $600. I'm going to slowly put a little bit more in as I have the available funds, and then it's going to spike up and I'm going to make even more money. $500 should be the minimum what I make. So if it does drop and I'm able to get more shares in, you know, that $500 profit is going to go higher, because this company eventually is going to go back to the price that I want it. The price that I want it is not its all-time high. It's kind of in between there. So it's a good price. Now, we'll see. The price I want, I'm going to do a limit price. So once it hits that, I'm going to kind of watch it there. And if it keeps breaking out, I'm just going to hold off from selling. And I'm going to follow the breakout. If it would keep going up for my price, I can, you know, make more money, obviously. So there's a couple good things going there. So guys, that's just my chart for this week. You know, here for the week. You know, it's doing all right. You know, I've had some ups and downs, but for the whole week, I'm up $435, which is good. Sadly, that's not profit. It's not all profit, because of, you know, when I first got in, I made that big mistake and I was losing money. So, you know, this week, I did make $400+ this week, but because I lost so much in the beginning, because I didn't know what I was doing, I'm only I'm only up, let's see, overall 113, and that's going to change. I mean, that 113 could be negative $300. It all depends on what the companies I'm in do. But again, if it drops, it's not a big deal, because it's the long-term point that I'm waiting for. It's the long-term profit. So, okay, guys, I'm going to try and not make this longer than it has to be, like some of my other videos. One thing I want to point out is you might get all these different articles and stuff, and here says the math to figure out how much Tesla of China may be worth in the future, and this and that. One thing you have to understand, a lot of this stuff is just crap. And I'm sorry, it is. A lot of these analysts say, oh, it's a bad time to buy this, and then the stock starts shooting up from there. Insiders know things, and they also pay analysts to say things. It is the truth, guys. People pay, for example, they hit GE, and it's because they're being paid to tell you to sell out of GE, or, you know, some analysts, you know, are legit, but you got to make your own choices based off of, you can read that stuff, you can read the articles, but don't make choices based off of emotion. Okay? Like, if you see Nike and you're anti-Kaepernick and you hate the guy, you hate what he stands for or what he kneels for. In this case, if you hate him, and then you say, I'm getting out of Nike, or I'm never going to buy Nike. You're making an emotional decision. Trading stock cannot be an emotional decision. Sure, there's some emotional in it. With being risky and buying out a company that you think might be at its low and then it crashes. Like, there's risk in everything, but those emotions got to be solid. And I'm telling you, let me tell you, you got to have a nerve to steel when you hit stuff like this. When you're losing this kind of money, I almost gave up, guys, but I repositioned myself. I got smart. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. I will try and help you out the best that I can. Remember, I'm an amateur. I did not go to college. I don't have any background in stock market or anything related to this. I am a blue-collar man that is fueled by wanting more in life. And that's not wanting, a fancy car and a big house. That's wanting, I work a full-time job and I want my money to work for me. I want to be able to retire at a younger age with my wife. I want us to have a good life. I want my wife to have a good life. And, you got to make choices now, and passive income is the best way to get ahead in life. It is not easy unless you're inherited money, and then you can have somebody, trade your stocks for you and just, sit back and watch all the money come in. That's great until, stock market crashes and stuff. Or if you got real estate and you're getting that monthly income, that's excellent. All that stuff is great. But if you're like me, who all your life you've been working a full-time job day in and day out, and you're trying to save money, but then the washer machine goes out. Well, there goes that paycheck. Well, then, your car inspection is crazy, or taxes come in, you can't afford it, or you thought you were going to get a lot of money back on your tax return, and it turns out you didn't. And you're just strapped left and right. And so you decide, okay, I'm going to go off grid, or I'm going to cut my costs everywhere I can. I'm going to stop driving as much. I'm going to save money in electric and gas and in vehicle fees. And, well, I'm not going on full coverage on my vehicle. I'm just going to have, the minimum coverage. And I'm doing this, and you're cutting costs everywhere, and you're slowly starting to save a little bit of money by doing that. Because that's ultimately what you need to do to start saving money. Stop spending your credit card. Only buy things with cash, because, it's easier to spend $100 on your credit card than it is to have $100 in your wallet and spend it all and then have nothing. So only use cash. You're starting to save money, and now you're saving $100 or $200 a month or $50 a month. But now it's just sitting in a bank that is honestly worthless. CDs aren't really that great unless you got a lot of money in it, and then you can get a good percentage, which good really is not that good. Or you let it sit in your savings account that might have 0.10% return, or your checking account, which might not even have any return. So you're barely getting any money. You're never going to get ahead. You cannot. Let me put it this way. If you worked all your life and never bought anything you didn't need, never spent money on out to eat, never done anything that you honestly did not have to do, you could get ahead in life by the time you're 65. If you work from 18 years old, have the same vehicle, only put money in that vehicle when it was broke, never customized anything, never bought anything out of the ordinary, only ate and made your own dinners and everything, and if your wife was the same mindset and you both worked, you could save up enough money by the time you're both 65 to retire. Well, you still need to put it somewhere. That money is going to dry up if you retire, unless you can live off of your Social Security and then just have that money set somewhere just as a rainy day, and then slowly draw from that until it's your final breath. But how many people can do that? How many people can go all their lives and not spend a single cent for something they don't need? Even my grandparents, once they got to a certain age, they started going out to eat all the time. Passive income is the only way to keep us sane. I mean, really, you need passive income so you can do those things. Both my grandparents, On my mom's side, my grandfather has mobile home parks, or he had a bunch of mobile home parks. That's passive income. That's passive income. Okay? My grandfather, on my dad's side, at a certain age, he started buying houses, real estate, and then he kept those as passive income. Now, he could have made some more smarter choices. He should have just kept buying real estate as he got older, but he bought like 3 houses and then that was it. He could have really built a solid income by just keep buying, using the principal money and buying more homes and repeating that. But that's besides the point. Passive income helped him through hard times. So now, if you're working hard, put that money into something that's gonna, gives you a chance to generate income. I ultimately think real estate is the best way. If you can get a home and rent it out, or a couple apartments or rent it out, that's the ultimate thing. That's the less risky, because when everything crashes, you might have to lower your rent, but people are going to be selling their houses because they can't afford the mortgage, and they're going to be going into renting because people got to live. So they're going to go and rent for $500 to $800 versus paying $900 to $1,500 mortgage. Plus, having a house, you have all that upkeep. As a newish homeowner, I realize that now. So passive income is the best way to get ahead. And so work as hard as you can, save as hard as you can, save even harder, save harder than you work, and then put that money towards something passive. And stock market, excuse me, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I guess it's looking out to be that way. But stock market is a great way, but it's very risky, especially if you don't know what you're doing, and especially if the stock market would have a free-for-all crash right now. That's why money that goes into the stock market has to be money that you don't need. That's something that's pretty hard to say. The money that you put in the stock market you have to expect, if you're in a stock, if it crashes 50%, you have to be willing to ride it out, because what goes up comes down, okay? And what is down can eventually go back up if it's a sound company. So as you see, oh yeah, this is great, I've made back the money I lost and now I'm $100 plus. That's excellent. But my understanding is this chart could be free for all drop. That $1,000, $1,200 loss, that could happen tomorrow. That could turn into a $3,000 loss in a week. If things really hit the fan, which eventually they will, because the stock market eventually will have to have a massive correction. They estimate 2020 is going to be the correction year. They think 2019 is going to be a fairly good year. So, but again, you can't go by that. You gotta have in your mind and save. That's why I have money set aside, and that's why you gotta plan for the worst but expect the best in a way. Expect the market to keep going and make a lot of money, but also plan that if it crashes, you got to plan that you're not going to sell out, because you don't want to take losses. This is what I did. I took losses all throughout here, and I was being foolish. And I picked penny stocks and horrible companies. So guys, this video is done. Stay tuned for more videos. If you like this video, hit that like button. Definitely subscribe to my channels. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I will help you out to the best of my knowledge and ability, and as quick as I possibly can. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching my videos.